Governor Nathaniel Okoro had everything a man could want: power, wealth, and a beautiful wife, Amina. Their marriage was admired by many, but behind closed doors, cracks had begun to form. Amina had long suspected that her husband was keeping secrets, but when she discovered a hotel receipt in his pocket dated on the night of their anniversary, her worst fears were confirmed. Determined to uncover the truth, she hired a private investigator. It didn't take long for the truth to surface. Nate had been having an affair with a young journalist named Zainab. Amina was furious, but before she could confront him, she disappeared. The entire city was shaken by her sudden vanishing. Her car was found abandoned near a bridge leading to a dangerous part of town, but there was no sign of her. Police suspected a kidnapping, but no ransom demand came. Nate played the role of a grieving husband for the cameras, but behind closed doors, he was unraveling. Whispers of foul play began to spread. Was the powerful governor involved in his own wife's disappearance? Then, the messages began. First, it was a note slipped under his office door. "She knows what you did. She is coming for you." Then Zainab, already drowning in guilt, received a disturbing delivery: a single gold earring, the same one Amina always wore. Terrified, she called Nate, but he dismissed her fears. Amina was gone, he assured her, forever. But the nightmares told a different story. Nate started seeing his wife's face everywhere, in the mirror, in the shadows of his room, whispering to him in the dead of night. He sought help from a spiritualist, desperate to rid himself of the torment. But the old woman only shook her head. The dead cannot rest when justice isn't done. One night, unable to take the paranoia any longer, Nate returned to the bridge where Amina's car had been found. As he stood there, breathing heavily in the moonlight, a figure stepped out of the shadows. Amina! She was alive, and she knew everything. Nate stumbled back, disbelief in his eyes. Amina had staged her disappearance, working with the private investigator to expose the truth. And the truth was far darker than an affair. Zainab was not the first. Years ago, Nate had another mistress, a young woman named Halima. When she became pregnant and threatened to expose him, he silenced her forever. Her body was buried near the very bridge they now stood on. Amina's disappearance had been a trap, designed to lead him right back to the scene of his original crime. As he turned to run, the flashing lights of police vehicles lit up the night. They had been listening. The entire city would now know the truth. As he was dragged away in handcuffs, Zainab watched in horror, realizing she had been just another pawn in Nate's web of lies. Amina took one last look at her husband before walking away. Justice had found its way home.